Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in the suburbs of the Twin Cities. Alright, let me find myself on my computer. There we go. I'm a little crooked. Oh, my camera must be crooked because it's straight to my table. Anyway, hello and welcome. I have two kits to share with you today. One is the paper pumpkin kit from April. And the other one is a kit that I'm putting together based on the Fresh as a Daisy suite in the annual catalog. These are all the places you can contact me. If you're looking for Stampin' Up! Products, you can shop with me at northstarstamper.stampinup.net. I do, if you go to this website and click on My Projects, you'll see some things that I have created with current products. The website that I update and add to is northstarstamper.com. There's a blog on there. You can always find my monthly hostess code there as well. And there's a contact form if you need to get in touch with me. I am going to be putting information about my Daisy kit. That's just what I'm going to call it, I guess. Just came to me. I will put a blog post about it on northstarstamper.com. So let's first... So this was the kit from April. Actually, I'm going to start with the Daisy kit. These are the cards, and I have them to show you, but I have some other ideas. So my Paper Pumpkin subscribers are getting cardstock from me so that they can make more cards with their kit. So that's kind of what I'm talking about today. I'm not just going to put the kit together, and so we can learn a lot from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So even if you don't get Paper Pumpkin, stick around with me. All right, so the annual catalog, they actually highlight the Daisy set on the front cover. Isn't that nice of them? It's a very fun suite. I've been playing with it, and it is on pages 110 and 111. I have my marker back here, that's why it's not laying flat. And look at the beautiful colors. The most fun thing about the paper is that it includes all 5 of the new in colors that were just released in May. Oh gosh, that's only been 2 weeks, hasn't it? So these are the 5 in colors for 23 to 25. No, actually it's Copper Clay Wild Wheat, not Pretty Peacock. That's a returning core color. So it's these 2 and these 3. And you can see that I've added some other colors because there are actually 13 colors in this paper. And you can see them listed here on page 130. You see more of the paper. I have the paper and I'll show it to you. It is absolutely beautiful. So the kit that I'm putting together is going to include half a pack of the pattern paper. Hello, everybody. I forgot to even look to see who's here. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. Have you noticed this paper in the catalog? It is going to be an awesome one. All I've done is cut it up. I haven't actually played with it. I have played with the stamps and dies. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. The dies, can you see that? I have them pink on white. And I am going to include some of the dies in my kit, especially these, the large background and then the ones that I have in white fit both the images that coordinate with the stamps. So you get like 3 different ways to use your stamps and dies. And then the white here, I cut in pink and layered it on white. So this big white piece is this one here. Obviously I cut it in white and then I reversed the color. So these 3 fit on both the single flowers and on this image. So I'm going to include, I think, 2 of these and some of these and some of these, and I didn't die cut those. So the dies that I'm going to put together for you are cut. I'm going to cut from 1 full piece of thick white cardstock. And this was just my first attempt. And you can see how many dies I got. Oh, there. You can see how many I got out of, oh goodness, that 1 piece of cardstock. I could probably go back and cut some more leaves from here, and I'll probably do that. So I will make good use of the one piece of cardstock I'll use to create die cuts for you. And it'll include a variety, but at least 2 of these and then 3 of each of these flowers. So you won't need the stamps to work with the kit. I think the paper does a beautiful job on its own, but you will just have that many more options if you do get the stamps and the dies. So when you play with the dies I send you, you might decide, yes, I do want that. When I sent out my Valentine crafting kit, I left the designer series paper at 12 by 12. I could not believe the cost of shipping. So in order to cut down on shipping, I am cutting your half of designer series paper in half. If you really want it 12 by 12, let me know when you order it, and I will leave it 12 by 12, and I can't tell you what shipping will be, though. So I have these envelopes. These are only 12 inches. I do have access to some 10 by 13. These are 9 by 12, and the 12 is too long for that, so it'll be bigger. But I am going to include one of each of the, or half of each of the 13 colors that are in the kit. Interesting collection of colors. The in colors are on the bottom here. I would not think that these colors, isn't that pretty? Actually, I'm not sure if I would call that pretty. It's unique. I would not think to put these colors together, but in the paper, they are fabulous. I will put this piece last. So your kit will come like this. I'm going to have to cut up all the papers to fit it in the envelope. But you can see that I'm just cutting them down the middle, thinking how best you might use it for cards. So the background on this is that copper clay. That's one of my, I think that's my favorite new in color. And the daisies with the pebbled path background, and the daisies with the green and wild wheat background. So they coordinate, but they're not the same. And then this piece I am going to cut into 3, and I can't remember how it goes together. It might go like that, something like that. But I'm going to cut it so that it'll fit into my envelope, and then you'll be able to cut these yourself into card pieces or layers for cards. And I've seen some really great things done with this. One of my demonstrator friends did an open house over the weekend, and she had some fun ideas that I will share with you next week. In the back side of this paper is, I think it's all the new in colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. What color do we not have? I think this is azure blue, not boho. That might be boho. So that's what we're missing. And then they've added some peacock, and I can't remember what the green is in this kit. On the back sides, you can flip and flop them and mix and match, and it is going to make great cards. So your kit would include a half a sheet of each of the 13 colors, a half a pack of the DSP cut up just like this. I'm going to include some bling, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to include yet. I only have these to show you as a sample. There are in colors, this new set of in colors, in a gems, and they're kind of glittery. They don't arrive till later in this week, so I will share with you what your kit will include once I get all the pieces. And this is the new in color ribbon, and I'm going to include 1 yard of each of the 5 colors. This is the copper clay. I don't know that I would make a bow to put on a card. I think it would be way too bulky to mail. That is way thick. So if you're going to hand deliver a card, you could put a bow on it. I mean, it makes a lovely bow, but I think for the most part, I will be leaving it either flat, and you've seen me kind of do this sort of thing under a sentiment. So you'll get 5 of that. And the last thing I'm going to include, I'm going to include some butterflies. I guess we are overstocked on butterflies right now. And it was in here and I dropped it. There it is, hold on. And the other thing I'm going to include is 5 yards of linen thread. I think this will go great with our flowers. So that's what your kit will be. I'm thinking I'm going to charge $27 plus shipping. If you're local here in the Twin Cities, we can figure something out to get it to you so that I won't have to mail it and you can save some money that way. So that's what I'm calling my Daisy Kit. Watch my website and my newsletter will have more detailed information. But I wanted to share that with you. As I said, I have not even played with the paper yet, but I think it's going to be great fun. All right, and here's what the stamp set looks like. This is at 90%, so they are larger. You can see I've used them with pink and red. They are quite a large flower, this big one, and it's really fun to get that two-step stamping going. Oh, I used it in my masking technique video. That's what I did. So you saw my masks in my stamp set. Okay, moving on. Let me know if you have any questions about my kit. I probably didn't give enough information about it, but I don't know much more than what I told you. But if I wasn't clear, please let me know. Okay, so the April paper pumpkin was the all little, I can't read sideways, all the little things paper pumpkin, and those were the cards. And I do have them. Paper Pumpkin does a great job giving us videos on putting these together. So I'm not going to put them together, but this is how, whoops, that doesn't go there. This was exactly how they suggested we do them. And I think, hold on, I'm missing this one. So the couple things that I noticed putting it together, this flower here, and I have it separately in a minute, just covers up the same flower. So I thought that would be a great one to not put on this card, but to use with the kit that I send to my subscribers. Same with these three flowers. I don't know if you can see, but they are separate, and I put them on dimensionals just as they suggested.
You know what I'm doing right now?
And I thought those could go on a different card. So that's the card we're going to make today. And then this one, this overlay, let me get my pieces out. I thought I had, hold on, I have it here somewhere. Where do I? No. It comes like this, and then, that's two of them, and then you have to punch out this. But I took their suggestion for this, and I have one that we will make ourselves with the same idea using other products. So it, and then you put it on dimensionals, and it's a nice layer. It's kind of a window effect, I think, or something. So that's what we're going to be working with today. When I did this one, I just looked at the picture. I hadn't watched the video. For the twine on this one, they actually made a bow and stuck it on with a glue dot. I don't know. I did something really weird with my card there. So I have to apologize to my customer, Diane. This was sent to you in April, and it was returned to me last week. And first it says it needed additional postage. So those of you that did get my kit, did you have to pay postage? It says 24 more cents. Did you have to pay postage on the kit I sent you for your April? And I wrote April on the back. People were a little confused with my March one. But they also tore Diane's envelope. So I really am not sure if it really did need 24 cents postage and that had to do with why the envelope ripped or what. I don't know. But I will just show you. So Diane, look away if you want to be surprised. I am going to get this in the mail with your May kit and then your April thank you. So for my April subscribers, and by subscriber, either they're monthly subscribers or they purchased a prepaid subscription. During celebration, you can buy prepaid paper pumpkin kits. So I sent them 4 pieces of coordinating cardstock. I haven't talked about the colors. Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Poppy Parade, and Granny Apple Green. And then I sent dies and some twine and ribbon, which I thought would be fun to go with the stamp set. And I have so this is what we're working with today. The colors. Shaded Spruce was an addition to those, and Petal Pink and Black. So here I have gone through, this is the directions you get. So the things I've learned from each of the cards, I have a weight that I'm going to show you how we can do this. So the die cuts put onto a frame, that's basically what it is. That's what I learned from there. So the circle with the twine behind our sentiment, they use 22 inches. So that's good to know that 22 inches makes a nice loop behind your sentiment. So that's something I learned from there. And this is just such a small, tiny piece. Let's see, where's that card? It's like 1 inch by 3 inches or 4 inches. And it just adds a nice little extra touch. It ties in the color of the twine. But how many of us have, you know, a piece of designer series paper that is that size that can be easily added to a card just to accent your focal point, in this case, the sentiment. So, on this card, I mean, this one would be easy to create with any large stamp you have, whether you have a die or fussy cut the large floral spray to be your focal point. I like that they use, let me read here, 18 inches to go around this layer twice. And you've seen me use layers like this. It's as wide as our card base, so that was 4 1/4. And they just stamped this background stamp to add some interest, and we've done that before. If you have a die cut and emboss machine, you can emboss it to add some more texture and interest. So just putting 18 inches of twine twice around an element adds some interest. Again, I think these 3 flowers that they just added to the top here were excess, so I'm going to use that on a card tonight. And then the final card, they have this piece here, which I called excess because this was it before, and then they put the same flower on top of it, which to me was such a waste. When I made the card, I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but I always make the card once 2 direction, so we're going to use one of these and then these 3 flowers on a card. And again, here they put a bow, and they use 12 inches of twine to make a bow, and I had to trim it. So you need fewer than 12 inches to make a nice bow to add to your project. So those are kinds of things that we can learn from Paper Pumpkin. You know, obviously in addition to card layouts and color ideas. So I see people are commenting. Thank you. Kathy says she has used her daisy a lot as well. And I don't know if I can see. Let's see, maybe it'll go. All right, I think we're good. So we are going to use, Diane, I'm not going to use your kit. I have that separate. Maybe I'll put it back in this. And like I said, I will get this to you tomorrow. I know she watches me on YouTube. Actually, I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to set it aside so I don't accidentally use that. But I do have the same colors that I sent my Paper Pumpkin people. And the tags were from the TaylorMade tags, Petal Pink and White. You can always add white to these kits. If you add white and cut these up, or add white and black and cut these up, you can make a lot of cards. This was the stamp set. I think I forgot to show you that. Maybe it'll look best on blue. That background you saw me stamp in green. The kit came with Shaded Spruce. I thought we could use this with either one of the reds or pinks to add some nice color. And then I think I'm going to really like this stamp. It's just like berries on the end and some nice sentiments. The sentiments are, I'm grateful for all the little things you do. Celebrate today with deepest sympathy and enjoy your day. That could be for anything, right? The enjoy your day could be a little pick-me-up. Could be your birthday, anniversary, graduation. It could be for so many things. So let's see, we're kind of doing this one. So there's that extra piece, that extra flower there. So here's what they come like, and there's our extra flower. So you just, on this card, I just put it right over the top, and it just seemed, how does it go? Just like that. And it just, you're covering, I didn't understand. And then we're going to take these flowers out too. All right, and we're going to use, I'm just working off the top of my head now. That's as much as I planned. So I'm going to stamp on my tag. What color are we going to want? I don't think I like the green. I think that's too drastic. Although I think I'm going to like that. This is Calypso Coral. And I do send this size card bases to my Paper Pumpkin subscribers because they fit in that envelope. It's in, I forget it, A7, A8, I don't know. A nice envelope. All right, so there's our flower. And I have a twine that will go in my tag. That was actually from the kit. And then I think we're going to put these 3 on a piece here. And then that flower stamp. We'll get it out. I don't know if I've shared with you, the first time you get Paper Pumpkin, they send you a block. And I don't know if this is the block they're sending or if it's a little different. I think it might be thinner with rounded corners, but they call it a Paper Pumpkin block. And it's a D size. That's the size I use most often. So it's just not quite as refined as the one you can purchase. But they do send you a block with your first Paper Pumpkin kit, so don't worry about that. But I'm going to use my other blocks because they're more comfortable. All right, and I want something going down here. What color do we want it to be? I think it'll be nice with the Poppy Parade. I don't know, would you have put these colors together? I'm winging it. My flowers. I have seen Calypso Coral and Petal Pink together, but the Poppy Parade with it has been kind of interesting. So there's my flowers on there, and I don't want it too much bigger. Eyeballing it. I know my quilter friends don't eyeball things. They have a hard time eyeballing things. All right. What color should we put? That's a very dark color, isn't it? So I think I'm going to have to use my Poppy Parade ink. Or we may not even see the flowers on here. And I'm just going to go random all over, kind of making my own. All right. What am I missing? Are you yelling at me? Are you yelling at me? I forgot my foam under here, so I didn't get some nice images to start. You know what? Turn it over. Or, if I didn't want to turn it over, I could just make sure I put one of these flowers. There's my misstamped one. I could just put it right on top. There's one there, though, too. So I'm going to turn it over. And I'm just randomly going off the edge. Let's turn it a little so that they're not all going the same direction. Make some thicker, some thinner. I like it thicker, so we're going to add more here. We're going to put them really close together. Maybe one there. And one going off there. All right. These other pieces, the non-sentiment pieces in your... Oh, I just made a mess. Got too much water on my chamois. The non-sentiment ones, sometimes we don't even use. Like this sprig and the flower I just used, we're not used in putting the kit together the way they suggested. We only use the sentiments and then this green, this dotted one. So that's why it's kind of fun to play with these. A lot of times I don't even look at the stamp sets or stamp beyond the other stamps beyond. And I should. They're great stamps. All right. I want a sentiment on my card. Let's try it. Let's see what it's going to look like though. Whether if I want... Oh, that's an interesting color combination. And tag. And my flowers. I'm doing this because I wasn't sure if I'd have a flower to put on here and I could use a smaller sentiment, or if I'm going to leave the flowers here and then I kind of have to use my larger sentiment. We're going to do enjoy your day. If you got my newsletter last week, you saw that I challenged you to send a card to somebody just because. And this would be a great card to send to somebody just because. So you will see in my newsletter this week, I actually sent 3 just because cards. I had a friend going through a terrible time on her birthday, which is so sad. So she needed a birthday card. I don't normally send her one. So that was one of them. Oh, look at this flower. You can really see it here. Isn't that pretty? I don't use Poppy Parade as much. I use Real Red more often. Alright, I think we're good, and I'm going to put this together. Kind of have quite the variety of reds here, don't I? I'm actually going to fold this in half. Actually, I'm going to fold it in thirds. There's a lot there. And I like putting things through the holes in my tags. I like to go from the front and then pull the ends through the loop here. Hopefully you know how to do this. And pull it through. See what that looks like. Oh, that'll be good. And I'm going to trim off the ends here. First we'll make the loops not loops. Give it a little haircut, as they say. There's that. Cute. Alright. Oh, adhesive. I've got it somewhere. I attended a leadership workshop in Wisconsin. I think I mentioned that before. And I left my old glue caddy there. So I told her, and with the glue in it. So I told her, just use the glue. Alright. Well, let me think. Hold on, before I do that. I have a layer cut here. Do we want to put a white layer under all this before? Or do we like it better without the white layer? I think I like it with the white layer. You know what? I'm going to set this aside. See, I should have planned a little more and then I'd know what I was doing. I'm going to use that other sprig just to add some interest. So I'm going to have to add glue back to that piece again. I have lots of stamps on blocks right now, so I don't have any more blocks. We're going to add some shaded spruce because we have shaded spruce in our flower. Let's see what this stamp looks like. Wow, look at that. So I want these little berries coming beyond where this is going to be. So oh, see, that's not far enough. There, that works. Oh, and while I have these out, I have an envelope handy, or do I not? I do, but it's, oh, there it is. Okay. So while this stamp, where'd it go? Oh, I hope I didn't get my sleeve in it. A wrinkled envelope, but it'll be wrinkled by the time it gets to where it's going, right? So, no naked envelopes. We're going to put some flowers on there. So there's our envelope. And while I'm at it, I'm going to stamp the inside of my card so it actually coordinates. Green. Ah, see, I shouldn't put stuff away. Out. So this is going to be the inside of our card, so we can do it down in this corner. That works. And then we'll just put 3. So that's going to go on the inside of my card. Kathy says, I like that color combination. I don't know that I would have thought of it either. That is probably the most likely thing I am to learn from Paper Pumpkin is color combinations. Either Paper Pumpkin or our designer series paper is where I will be surprised by color combinations. How's that? I can't say that they always inspire me. I guess I see enough inspiration in other things, especially in fabrics, is where I get a lot of color and design inspiration. So the dress I bought for Easter and one of my friend's blouses that she wore to church, oh, I didn't trim that down, a few weeks ago, inspired me, and I haven't made those cards yet. They were dark backgrounds with light, like flowers and plant elements. Like my dress is blue and it has gray and pink flowers on it, which I thought was interesting. My friend's was a black background with tan. I'll use crumb cake, like greenery with poppy parade flowers. So there was no green. It was black, tan, and poppy parade. So I have to make that card and send it to her. Oh, our greenery's getting covered up by things here. I suppose I could go this way. Nope. That would look funny. So here's our flower that was left over because I thought it was excess. Maybe we'll just cover this up a little bit so we can see more of the green and put the flowers there. I think that works. This is almost too much, isn't it? Almost. Do I want... Let's play around with spacing here a little. This is so big. I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be a little busier than I've been making lately, but you get the idea. All right. The other thing we always get are adhesives in Paper Pumpkin kits, and so that when you see me using these small ones like this, they are from Paper Pumpkin. Here. Sorry, my camera's kind of messy right now. Let me pick that up. There we go. I think I like this better at the bottom. Put it at the very bottom. And these I'm just going to use glue. Just a tiny bit. We'll just tuck it underneath. Maybe we'll be a little less busy that way. I think I like that. We're going to put this on here. Oh, the other thing they will give us on Paper Pumpkin is bling. So that's kind of fun to get different things, twines and sequins and whatever, that you may not play with otherwise. So it's fun to try things. Quite often there are things you can't get in the annual catalog or online at all. There'll be some variation. Like this kit included, you know what, I'm going to go down here, just like that. And this one will pop up. So this one had Calypso Coral and black twine. So we currently have black twine as part of a multicolor pack, but right now we don't have Calypso Coral. I'm going to put it down here. Just kind of put all the busyness together, so a little more white space up there. So that is card number 1 with an envelope and, oh, the stamped on the inside. I forgot to adhere it. All right, the other one, my card is based on that one with the, like the frame and the open. So the other card I'm going to make, let's put these to the side. And this one I haven't completely done either. So, my thought was to create a frame and then we can put die cuts on the top of it. So that's what I've done. That's what I have here. I used the rectangle stitched dies. They just retired. You could use the deckled rectangles or any other nesting rectangle dies that you have. So what I did is, and I haven't even looked at it, I put 2 dies, and I used washi tape, and I actually have an old magnetic plate, and I ran it through my die cut machine to create a frame. This will be a great piece to use for something else. Alright. And then I've been working on some anniversary and wedding cards, so I had my Forever Fern out. Sadly, this one also just retired. I don't think it's one of the carryovers into the online exclusives. Some of ours did. This stamp set would work perfectly for this card as well, the Botanical Layers, and this one is current. My favorite stamp. It's such a lacy, pretty stamp. Anyway, so the Forever Fern coordinated with the Forever Flourishing dies, which is where I got this die. And I die cut it. Let me clean up a little. I've got such a mess here right now. Alright. I need a drink too. I've been talking a lot. So I die cut it. I can't remember if I used thick white or regular white. Make our pile of cards over there. And so what I'm going to do is use glue dots to put this on our frame. And I have 4 of them. I don't think I'll need it. I'll probably trim this and put it on here. So I'll tuck the end under there and I'll get it to look nice. But I have extras there. And I thought we would put that on a Blackberry Bliss card base. This is now one of our new neutrals. They moved it. Did you notice that? So they got rid of Mary Merlot. Sadly, I like that color. And moved this kind of in its place. And then I have another stitched rectangle just for our sentiment. So let me get my glue dots, and I think I have... This should work. Hopefully you can see. Can you see that? Let me turn this over. Maybe a color would be better under it. I don't know. Let me know if you can't see. So I'm going to use glue dots. Let's get the glue dots out. Get rid of my sweater. I'm in the basement and it stays so cold down here. So even in the summer I will have a sweater on. Alright. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the very tip here. The glue dot's too big for the piece, so I kind of rolled it up onto my thumb, and then I'll put it on the back of my die cut. So it is really just a dot of glue, so you can make it any shape you want. So there's that. And then I want one on the tip of this one. This might take longer than I thought it would, but you will get the idea. So I know I have a glue dot there and a glue dot there. Alright, that one is poking out. Let's see if I can get it under there so it's not sticky. Alright, so you get the idea. So I'm going to make a frame just like this card had on it. A couple more glue dots. I think it's okay that you see the stems. So I'm going to put a glue dot here. Roll that one up. Sorry, roll that up. Oh, sticky. I guess that's the idea, right? This one. I bet that daisy die, that one with the 3 flowers and the leaves, I bet you that would fit into a frame really nicely. So play around with your dies. Sorry, and I rolled up another glue dot to put on the tip of this one. Sorry, I guess I should have worked more this afternoon and gotten this all done for you. I just showed you a few. So I think I have a glue dot here, here, and here. They're overlapping, but that's alright. Oh, I kind of like it just like that. Let's see what it looks like on our card. Oh, isn't that, I think that's nice. Actually, if we do it this way and have a bottom folding card, my sentiment can go, I'll probably put it up a little bit just so you can see. I kind of like that. I'm going to leave it just like that instead of filling that all in. Now I'm going to go back with my glue dots and put them, here's where they overlapped. If I weren't live, I would probably take my time and trim some of these down and maybe do something a little different, but since I am live. Alright, so these, I am going to put this flat instead of putting dimensionals. We did put dimensionals on this card to pop it up a little, but I think having the dark color behind it, you'll still get the same effect. So my Take Your Pick tool is really helping me here, just to pick up the glue dot and place it right where I want it. Not too sticky on my fingers. Alright, did I get them all? Oh, there's one way back. There's one way back here. Put some more on this element. A couple more. And then I have to figure out what sentiment I want. We'll use one from the paper pumpkin. Don't have any here. So I just kind of push it over on top of itself because the glue dot was bigger than that leaf. Alright, I'm going to stand up so I can see. Again, I was going to do a top fold. Oh, isn't that nice? I think this will make a nice anniversary card. And I did grab my, oh, sorry about that, Blackberry Bliss. Celebrate today. That's a good one. I just put that on top. Pick it up. Need my foam. I can just put it under here. Make sure I'm on the correct side. These dies do have a right and wrong. I'm gonna offset this just a little, and then I'll put some bling over there. So that is going to be my version of this card. What do you think? I do like learning from Paper Pumpkin because it is our regular designers that put together Paper Pumpkin. And I don't know, maybe one of my viewers who is a demonstrator knows. I know we have, I don't know if it's the same designers that do our regular products and our Paper Pumpkin, or if we have separate Paper Pumpkin designers. I do not know the answer to that. I don't watch all of the Paper Pumpkin videos. Alright, just for some interest, I'm going to take one of the Forever Fern stamps, and with the distinctive stamps, I like to brush them with my blending brush, and I get such a nice image. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I don't always have to ink it. You can just ink it. There's enough ink on my brush. Look at that. And while I'm here, I'm going to do the envelope. I'm just going to take the ink that's already on there. It'll be light, but that's okay. Make sure I'm on the right place with my, look at that. Since I learned to use a blending brush with the distinctive stamps, I'm absolutely loving them. I wish I had thought of that years ago, because I had some distinctive stamps I could not get to work with. Alright, so let's put this into our card. And I think I have my box of bling handy. We'll see what we can find. So what else did you notice about the Paper Pumpkin kits? Maybe there's something I missed that you saw. A card layout. Like I said, colors. The way they used something. I don't know. It's really fun to kind of analyze what we get with Paper Pumpkin. I am looking for some dimensionals. And what I'm going to do, I will just, they're flat. I will just put them on here. So I'm putting one in each corner and then two in the middle so it doesn't sag. I have trash off to the side, so I'm taking the liners off right over the garbage. It helps me create a little less mess. You probably have tricks that you do and don't even think about it. Alright, I'm going to put this, hold on. I think that's fine. I thought about stamping on there to coordinate it, but I think we're going to put some bling. Let's see, I don't think I have any Blackberry Bliss. Rhinestones would work. I have these dots, the hearts. Hearts would look nice. If I'm going to make that an anniversary card, that'll be perfect. And you can see I've not used these very much. Oh, they just came off. I'll just put those to the side. Glue dot will take care of it, right? Take your pick tool. There, I think we're good. Take your pick. I kind of like the pearlized ones. I think we need more. I think this will work with the back end. Okay. So there is a right and wrong to... I think I'm going to add some more. Just because I can, and maybe a big one. The big ones I do like to kind of scoop up. That's not working. There. Oh, that's upside down. See, they're hearts, and there is a right and wrong way to them. All right. What do you think? I think it's fabulous. It'd be fun to do this in a bunch of different colors. I did have requests for anniversary wedding cards. So these were the original paper pumpkins. And there's that one. We've talked about it enough. And there are our two cards for today. So thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Keep an eye out for information about my daisy kit. And I think next week I will just show you the samples I have made with that kit and make another card with you using the daisy kit. Get you excited about getting that. It's fun to have new things to play with that coordinate with old things you have. So let me make sure you don't have any questions. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Kathy, I agree. The Blackberry Bliss, I don't use it enough. And she liked the white sprigs on the white frames too. So thank you. I thought it worked well. We think alike, don't we? All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me live. Let me know that you watched the replay. And have a great week. Bye.